So I majored in electronic media and broadcasting, and I wasn't teeter-tottering between two different ones. It was, I knew this is what I wanted to do, and that's what I ran with. So I'm currently a director producer at Newsy, which is a national news organization. It's a cable channel, and it also has some kind of web influence with social media and other things. As a director, I am kind of the head of pulling the production side and the editorial side of news together. And then think of like the editorial team being travel agents who kind of tell us what we're going to do today, and then I like drive the bus and make sure that product makes it to air, basically. I think the way that I got into broadcasting is my sophomore year of high school. I was on our local news. Our marching band had went to state, and so they brought us in. And I got there, and like my eyes just like lit up, just seeing the production aspect of news and just broadcasting as a whole. And so, like from that day on, I knew that I wanted to be doing that in some capacity. And then here we are years later, and I'm doing just that, working at a news station. A typical day is very long, very stressful. Everything is urgent. Everything is a matter of fact and has to get done now. But I also have a great team where we are all in that mindset that that's what we need to do, right? Um, a typical week is, it's ever changing. Their week to week is different. My hours might be different. Last week I worked 9 to 5. This week I'm working 12 to 8. Sometimes those hours don't even matter because you're here all day. Um, so you have to be ready for that if you want to do news, where it's going to be changing constantly. Some people like it and some people don't. I'm dealing with it at the moment. I would say bringing people the news, bringing people facts, getting to do historic events. I mean, the inauguration with the first Black female vice president, even things that aren't as glamorous as like a inauguration, the insurrection on January 6th. It was historic, and I was literally directing a historic moment for 10 hours. So like those, it was unfortunate that that's the event, but those are really satisfying, knowing that I can bring the type of information to the public and to people who may not have known all the facts at the time. So doing that, and then because of like our structure at Newsy, we don't necessarily have like panels of reporters speaking on topics. We generally just give the facts. So like the COVID briefings that are happening now, we play it in full. There's no spin or our own agenda on it. So those are very satisfying, those things are very satisfying to me, to be able to produce that product and know that I'm behind the scenes, making sure that people see it. The way that people get news and the way that people just interact with media is changing on a daily basis. So within like 5 to 10 years, I can't imagine that people will be sitting and watching hour-long news broadcasts on TV. Like we just know that's not going to happen. I mean, it's not happening now, really. And people consume news now on their phone, over Twitter, on Instagram. So what we are always like battling and trying to figure out is how do we take our cable news product and be able to scale it down so that people can get the most important pieces of it in a minute, because you're looking at a video clip on social. So I definitely think that's it. That's where it's going, and we know that. And so that's how it's going to change. I mean, just like people used to get news from newspapers, that's not really a thing anymore. So it's went from newspaper to TV, and then now it's going to social. So that's how it's changing and how it will change. You have to love media, radio, TV, film, just watching and consuming it. And because that's the way you get better, just watching it a lot and seeing how other things are produced. And then you kind of like tweak the way that you do things on a daily basis. So interest, definitely that. Interest could include photography, filmmaking, listening to music, producing. Um, Characteristics and personality traits: vocal, strong leader, tenacious, yeah, headstrong, just willing to take a punch. And by punch, I mean willing for someone, like, to know that someone might tell you did something wrong, but having the strength and the courage and knowing yourself enough to move past it and to learn from your mistakes. So a lot of it is word of mouth, honestly. You'll work with somebody for something. You might do an interview with someone, like a chat interview, or you might have a freelancer come in to do any sort of thing. And then people remember people's names, you exchange business cards, and then they'll be like, hey, they'll call you up a month later. We worked together doing such and such. I need someone to come help me with this new job, right? Um, there are job boards, I think, but honestly, every job that I've gotten has been a word of mouth. Someone called me up because I worked with them at another gig or location. I think I did know, but I wish I would have considered it more, that it is very much a boys' club and you have to be strong and willing to work to get to what you want to do, especially if you're a female. Um, Also, people do not leave these type of jobs, especially on the production side. So like directors can start as young as me and then be in the same job until they're for the next 30 years. So the turnover rate on the production side is not as high as it is on like the editorial side. Reporters and anchors, they come and go, and producers, but it's really hard to find somewhere where you can get in as a director or something, because people never leave, because like, why would you? They love this job so much, and they just stick with it. So I wish I had known that. I had also wish I'd known maybe that a lot of it, to start, a lot of it is gig work and freelance work, which I had no idea about when I graduated college, and kind of just fell into it, which working freelance is hard. It's hard to get it consistent, and it's hard to get like a consistent paycheck. But some people love it. I didn't necessarily love it, but I knew I had to do it to get to where I am today. The advice would be believe in yourself, work hard, stay strong, and speak up for yourself. Pretty much the same. Honestly, work hard, take those classes, do all the practical work experiences you can, keep working on your craft, ask questions, and yeah, have fun.